Today we're going to be boxing in the windows here in the studio, and what I mean by that is putting some plywood all around, like this on the frame here. And the objective for that will be so that we can mount a large window fan on these beams, and then the air would actually get directed out the window. Because right now, if you put the window fan in there, the air is just going to go all around. It's just going to, go through here, etc. And we're choosing this location because these two windows are probably the easiest to mount a good sized window fan in for now. I would eventually like to figure out how to mount a fan inside the living room windows, but I'm going to have to build some kind of frame that will attach to the window or the side. I don't even know. I had built something to make that work, and I don't think I'm going to get to that this year. So this I can get to, so we can use some window fans. I had measured this whole thing out some time ago, and I just don't know where I put the piece of paper, so we're going to have to do it again. And of course, measuring is not exactly my strong suit for whatever reason, so I wouldn't be surprised if half of these measurements are just end up totally inaccurate. So the windows are probably not square, because nothing in this house seems to be square. And this particular part of the house was not built very well, so I'm sure this is way off. So on the bottom it is 27 on the bottom left. On the bottom right it's 28. Yep, I knew it wasn't going to be square. Well, we'll just cut it 27 the whole space, and I'll pull it so that it's flat up against here. So it's going to be 27 by 72. Yeah, 27 by 72 on the bottom. There's no pencils down here. $27 by 72. Oh gosh. It's 72, and I'm totally going to screw this up. Let's see if the top is any different. It probably is. The top is like 28 and a half, and that's great. 27 and a half. So we'll do 27 on the top as well. Also by 72. So that's going to be 2x. And then let's see, for this window, let's see if it's the same. 72. 72 and a half. And this is, oh wow, this is very different. This is about 34 and a half. 34 and a half. So this is 27 by 34. I totally forgot what it was already. 72 by, oh wow, that's totally wrong. 72 by 35. See, I knew I was going to screw this up. 72 by 35. And we'll have two of those. This is 34. That's 34. I'm going to take this piece of cardboard off of here for a moment. This was for sun exposure issues. I think at this time of year the sun is not coming in this window, but if it is, we'll just put it back. That's also 72. And that's 72. 72 by 34. Okay, so What, 35? Oh, this got to be like 33 down here. We'll do 33 on the bottom, and we'll do 35 on. No, you know what would make more sense to go smaller. We'll do 34 on top and 33 on bottom. 72 by 34, 1, and 72 by 33. Now, the vertical, we have to subtract the width of the wood. We know that it's going to be approximately 93. Yeah, approximately 92, 93. So let's go and see if the piece that I have can even make this many cuts. I don't think it can. I might have to use two different types of wood because I can only use what I have on hand. I don't have any more budget left to go buy any new pieces of wood. Wood is actually very expensive. Probably would cost 30 or 40 bucks just to get a sheet of plywood to do this. So we're going to use all scrap that I have on hand. Here's the piece of wood that we're going to use. I'm going to have a slight difficulty here because there's a knob on this table. So we need 72 pieces. We're not going to be able to get anything again. If that takes us to there, we get 27 on that. Oh, okay, so we could get a we need 4 pieces of 72. And this is probably not is that square? No, it's not. So I'm gonna have to cut maybe that's the first thing I should do is cut a square cut in this so that we have a straight edge to work with. It's so great to have all the tools, the correct tools that you need to do the job. I think that this side must have been the manufacturer's cut because this side is completely flat. So we'll keep this side. The top here is totally screwed up, so we're going to cancel the top out. We'll recut the top. Oh, this is a manufacturer cut too. So what we'll do then, we'll just turn this around and we'll start over here. And what we'll aim to do is cut off the lousy part as we go. So this should be square. Yep, this is square. This is in the frame. filming with this camera is so easy because the angle is nice and wide. I know some people don't like this camera, but I think you got a better shot of stuff actually being in the frame if I use this one. At least for stuff like this where I'm not really paying much attention to the camera. Alright, so there's a did you see that trash? Stupid. These things are everywhere over here. Stupid spring-loaded bug. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Stupid piece of junk. I'm having a serious problem with those this year. It's gonna be bad. Anyways. So we need 72 . 72. So this is 72 here. And we're going to need 4 pieces that are 72. So we'll take our straight edge. Where that mark was? I don't see it. Oh, for heaven's sakes. $72. I see it now. It's right here. So I'll take the straight edge and I'm going to extend this line. I didn't take the pencil in the process, so I have to get a vintage pencil sharpener out. Fix that. And so we know that we need 227 . And 134 . And 133. Oh wow, that works out really good. It's only wasting about maybe 50 mil of the wood. So this is very efficient usage. Now, unfortunately, we're only going to have enough wood to cut. Hold on, I want to see if I have the other pieces. I don't mind using 2 different types of wood in total, but I don't want 2 different types of wood in each window. I did have 2 other pieces downstairs, but one of them was not wide enough. It was only 24. This one should be wide enough. At least get 2 cuts out of it. So we need let's see what the best way to use this is. So this one across is 32. So we could potentially cut the two 27s out of this, assuming it's 72 and 144. It's not, it's only 122. Rats. Okay, that's not going to work. Maybe then it would make the most sense to use this for a vertical. I can at least make one vertical out of this, and out of this I forget what I said the number for the vertical was. I'm gonna go check it. So we need a 9, they're all 90, all four of them are 90 tall, and 27, 28, and 34. So this is definitely not going to cut two 90s. No, this is only going to cut 190 that takes us to here, and then this is a piece that we just is no use. So can we at least get two 27s out of this? No, we can't even get two 27s out of that. Oh man, I don't have enough wood. I can get one window completed because I can cut a 90 out of this, and I can cut a 90. What I'll do is I'll cut the 90. What is the width on this one? 32. Let me go look in the garage again. Alright, let's see what we can do here. If I made the bottom out of this, the bottom of the frame, that would cut, get out of here, stupid. That would cut us down. We could get rid of two of these 27s. So this 27 and this 27, right? Yeah, so we could make these 27s out of that, and then let's see, if this comes down 90 here, what's left? $35, so we could get this is getting very complicated. Maybe we got to change it. Maybe we need to do, if I get the 4 vertical ones cut from this, then I just need to cut 2 of the top, which I could do. There's enough left. Yeah, I could do that. So we've got to be able to go 27, 28, 34, it's like 33. I could just do them all a touch short, I suppose. That might be what we have to do. Yeah, we're going to have to do that. Okay. So let's remark this, and we're going to cut it differently. 27. Let's cut it to 26 because this other piece of wood's a little thicker, so I might be able to get away with 26. And wait a minute, we can't do that. That's the wrong. It's wrong. It's this one. We gotta stay with 27. I just getting confused here. 27. 27 and 34. Oh, this is going to be so confusing. 27, because there's multiple marks now. 27. 34. And we don't even have to cut the last one, which is kind of unfortunate because it's not even remotely square. In order to square it off, let's see how much I have to take off here. Well, it's actually not as bad as it looks. You know what? I'm just going to leave it. It's not that far off. Okay, so I'm going to get something to clamp that down with and we'll make some cuts. Big pencil round. It's getting humid. The paper's getting all swampy. Oh, good. Had a nice break from the humidity for several days, but I guess it's coming back. Okay, so we've got that, and that. So now we need to make the I forget which was the top and the bottom. I gotta go check. No part of this thing is square, so maybe we'll do the 27 out of this one and the 33 out of the other one. This will be cut both sides. So let's begin by getting a straight edge on here, because both sides are just totally screwed up. This is the easiest way to do that at this point. I'll just have to do it by hand. That's actually pretty close. Certainly good enough for this application. Now we're going to put the pieces of wood into the window frames, and this window screen definitely needs to be cleaned. I think we used a fan in this window when we were getting rid of the leveler that was on the floor. It's very dusty, and I think that's what that dust is. So we have, I gotta figure out, it's like a puzzle now. We got a whole bunch of pieces that can go to either side. Of course, these are probably all just ever so slightly off. I'm going to get a mallet so we can just force it into place. We'll try to move this a couple times and see if we can get it to fit better. That fits a little better that way. Well, in typical fashion, my measurements are totally off. Oh well, it's no secret I can't measure. I don't know why, it's just not a skill I possess. Alright, so we'll leave that like that. I'm not sure I like that blue side being like that. It would look better probably if it wasn't blue. But I don't think it's worth the trouble to get it out. This is not. Come out fairly easily. Oh. Okay. That's all dirty, so we want to put it like this. Yeah, that looks better like that. Put it like that. And now we'll put in some screws. Oh, this tripod. I've got to get the other one fixed. It's much easier to work with. Oh, come on. It actually makes sense that we use this type of wood for the bottom, because this is much stronger than those other pieces. And we can potentially have some pretty heavy fans on here. Alright, well, the carrier just started up. It is super hot again tonight. It's stinking. Well, there's a crazy glare in there, but it's over 99%. So now we have to use air conditioner all night again. I don't like that because it runs up the light bill. Alright, let's see what other pieces we got in here. Fortunately, for some reason, the depth of this window is a fraction of the other one. So it's not too difficult to tell at least which 4 pieces go to which window. This is just spray foam, it's not anything to be concerned about. It's not dirty. That piece is a pretty good fit. And that piece is pretty good fit as well. So let's see if the top piece should go on first or after. Let's see if we break the telephone display in the process. It needs to go on first. This is a moment I wish I had 3 hands. Piece is a little dusty. Got some serious warpage on this piece. And we have a problem because now it's hitting the window itself and is stuck in place. It's hitting like the latch for the screen. Not the computer screen, like the bug screen. Not a computer bug, just like a regular pesky annoying bug. So what I have to do is pound this in this way as opposed to the way that I just did it, because that didn't work. be careful not to go too far. Perfect. Not perfect. It's always the last screw that's going to cause a problem. Okay, that's one window complete. I actually think that looks much nicer. I'm really getting tired of using this tripod. Why is it crooked? One of the legs must not be extended all the way. Okay, that's a little better. This window's kind of dirty. I'm going to vacuum this out first before we... And actually I have to take out a couple screws. There are a couple screws up here that will be in the way. It's kind of weird. What those are for? They're not the same as the rest of the ones that are down here. I might have to remove one of vise because one of them is so bent I don't think it's going to spin properly. This one looks like it should come out okay. Let's see if it come out okay. That doesn't offer what I promise. Okay, this bit is worthless. I don't think I have any other ones that are that small. Alright, well, we'll just forgo the electric one. We'll try the manual one. If this doesn't work, we'll just use the vise to get rid of it. Use the vise. Of course, is like the most difficult area to reach in the studio. You need to get a lot of leverage on this. It's very, very stiff in there. It's like rusted in place. There we go, this is working well. Doesn't feel that stiff, I guess just the screwdrivers are not fitting properly. So one of these is bent, so we're definitely going to have to, or maybe both of these are bent. It doesn't matter, we'll just use this. This is working well. Jeez, that's very bent. Alright, now I can do the vacuuming. This dehumidifier is full. It's making this like 50 times more risky. We're going to use an Oric vacuum because I think Oric makes a good vacuum. You know why this is crooked? It's not the tripod actually, it's the camera. The camera's like crooked on the mount. I guess it's fallen over one too many times. Just noticing the screen on that window is not in place properly. That could result in a bugs freak show. Seems like it might be busted. Nope, it's not busted. That's a surprise. Everything's busted around here. Okay, now let's see if we can get the wood in here. The cuts I did on this piece of wood were by hand, and I can tell the cuts I did on the other wood that I used the triangle on the straight edge were much nicer. Well, that's what I get for taking a shortcut. I knew that was going to happen, but it's not a big deal. Okay, so I guess I'll put it like this. And go figure this one fits with room to spare. Some serious knots in this piece. This one's fitting a little bit tighter on the right side here. Hopefully I can get it. Might be able to move this over if I hadn't jammed that in place. Oh well, we'll just jam it in place. There's no clocks hanging on this wall, so I think I can pound on this wall a little bit more. Although I have to watch these speakers. Very tight. I got it. Oh, good. The speakers are falling. Is that not going back? I don't know why that is so tight. Maybe bowing up. Whatever, it's in place now. Man, the stinking power cord just fell. Okay, I gotta get that power cord out of here before I forget if it's where it is. I got the power cord. pretty good speakers. I like those computer speakers. Okay, now all that's left is to put some screws that in. And we'll be done. Should have just left it alone. It's not a big deal, it's just a cradle fell break or get the damaged. Okay. Now I'll put the screws in. Where is that bit? I think I used way more screws than is necessary on the other side. We'll use fewer here. If it starts to warp, we can always go back and add some more screws. Ran out of screws. I think that's just enough though, it should be fine. Okay. So there we go, the windows are framed out, and now I can mount a window fan on the outside of the frame here, and the air will go right through the window instead of out back into the room. And it really did improve the appearance of the room quite a bit. It looked a lot chunkier than I thought it did. Much better.